Howdy out. Today is March 8th. It is beautiful and sunny out. It is so nice. A little bit of a breeze, but it's not really that cold. So this morning I had my last winter farmers market. It was a little slower than I'd hoped for, but it was still a good market. So happy that I had the chance to do that this year. It was the first time for that community ever doing a winter farmers market, and I was really happy to be part of it. Now I just have this lull until June. Then we'll have the summer farmer market starting up, so I'm really excited for that. The pigs are back there crunching on walnuts. I throw walnuts in there for them, maybe, I don't know, 8 a day or something. That way it gives them something to do, root around and find. Just something fun for them, a little treat. But earlier today, while I was working on chores, I did have one of my older birds. She's a Marin Buff Orpington mix. She's probably coming up on 3 years. But she had a prolapse, so I washed her off and just pushed it back in. It doesn't look like she's laying any eggs right now. So I put her back in the coop and it looked like it popped back out. So I took her out, cleaned her off again, popped it in, and I actually put her in with Kellogg. So Kellogg's happy to have a friend. I was actually planning on moving him out into the coop today. Still inside that cage, but I don't know. I kind of want to give that other hen a little break, and now at least he has a friend. So I'll probably leave them in there for a couple more days. They're not moving around too much, either of them yet, because they're not feeling 100%. But hopefully that prolapse hen will be all right. It popped back in, it stayed in, so fingers crossed. So there they are. I'm not worried about Kellogg mounting her. He just doesn't have the balance to do it. And she's not interested in really doing anything, so I'm not worried about her pecking on his head. So they make a good couple at this point, and I don't want at least her moving and jumping around a lot, so that's a perfect spot for her. Kellogg can't really get around on his own too well, so I don't want him getting too crazy. He doesn't even want to go out of that cage anyway, so we'll leave him in there and move him out here in a couple days. I know Kellogg's really happy to have a buddy in there with him, and I know she is so relieved to be out of that coop with everyone bugging her. Howdy out. Today is March 10th. It's super sunny out, 70 degrees. It's a gorgeous day. Done a little bit of work in the garden, pulling up some weed cloth and just cleaning things up. But I did order another one of those roll-out nesting boxes. This is slightly different. This one's more metal. Yeah, this is metal, which I like. So I'm going to put it together, see what I think of it, and then I'm going to put this on one of the mobile coops. All right, y'all, got it built. I love that it's all metal. I may paint this to something lighter because this is gonna be cooking in the summer, all this black, and this is gonna be on the outside of the coop. So the chickens are gonna go in on that side. I'm going to screen this off. That way I can grab eggs from the outside. This one's a little different than the plastic ones. I like that it's metal. The sun's not gonna wear it out, and it's just more durable. But it's kind of odd if chickens are getting in here laying eggs. First off, it's just a sheet of metal, but it's very easy for them to just grab the egg and roll it right back underneath them. So I think with the screen that I'm gonna put on, I'm gonna probably be able to use these 2 holes here and bolt it on, just the screen, so that way when the eggs roll under, the chickens can't grab them back or eat them or do anything, so they can roll under there pretty good. But overall, we'll see if it works. It took a little while to get it together, but nothing crazy. So what I'm planning on doing is taking off this board here and then probably just using these slots a little here, tack it up here. Then I'll have to do some screening on the sides, but that's the plan for all the coops. I drug most of them over yesterday. So I've got the 2 out there, 2 here, 3 with the rooster coop. I was getting tired after moving these two because they're not the easiest. But anyways, let me get to work on putting this up. I thought I had this figured out, but I had it hanging up there, kind of thinking through all the pros and cons. And a big one that hit was what happens on a rainy day. There's holes everywhere on that thing. The chickens will be wet, the eggs will be soaked. It's gonna be not very pleasant. So I think I do actually want this on the inside, but I still want to be able to grab the eggs obviously from the outside. So trying to figure out how that's gonna look now. I have a feeling I'm gonna have more chickens roosting in the boxes because this is one of the roost bars. I really don't want chickens sleeping in there, but I don't know. That's also why I have the rollout nesting boxes, so they can't sleep on them and try and all cram in a box and smash eggs. So it's gonna take a little bit of thinking. Another little modification I'm going to make, because I'm now putting them on the inside and I can see chickens getting stupid, is I'm going to put a board on this back side so the chickens can't access both sides, because this is going to be butted up to a door here. So there's only this much space and I could see a chicken trying to get through that. So if I put a board there, that'll help, and then I'll just screen this off so the chickens can't use this tiny little space there. So what I'm going to do is undo this top bolt right there, so I can slide the wood down and then use all these top holes here to hold that board in. And also that closes off this awkward gap a little more too. So the chickens can't get their head under there and grab their eggs as easy and pull them back and potentially eat them, bust them, do anything with them. So I think that modification is going to work well. Howdy y'all, today is March 11th, another 70-degree day. I was just walking out here looking around, and there's actually quite a few bees flying around. If you remember, I cracked both of these open and they were just dead looking. So I don't think these are my bees. There's a couple bees buzzing around the bottom of this one, but not really going in and out. These are probably from another hive, smelling some goods in there, trying to figure a way in. And over here, there's actually halfway decent looking activity crawling in and out, so that's interesting. There's actually a lot of bees flying around me. I don't know, so that's kind of cool. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to let them do their thing, but that's quite interesting. It's still a little early for swarm season, you know, maybe mid-March. April's a better time, at least for where I'm at, for swarms. So I have heard of some crazy stories of beekeepers cracking hives open and they look completely dead, but the bees are just cold. That one hive, the further one, the two-tone, the white and brown, that one actually did still have some honey in there, so maybe that was the thing, they're just cold, but didn't look like a lot of bees. Out at the farm, I've got a bee buzzing around. I didn't really see anything buzzing around the hive out here, but I have seen some bees out, just not mine. They're probably interested because I have a swarm trap and there's a bunch of lemongrass oil all over it. It just smells so good. So I've been messing with that a little bit, and I think that's what's kind of drawing them in. But let me show you guys this swarm trap here. Might put you down for a second. So here it is. It hooks onto a tree. You can just run a nail through this, or it came with the strap as well. And the bees go in here and they start setting up shop, and when you're ready to move them to a new location, you just pop that in. And then the top here, take that off. I've already messed with it a little bit. I put in some decent frames, so that'll help attract the bees. It's already drawn out. Get in the right light, you can see there's some pollen, there's a little bit of honey up there, all stuff that they're going to smell and enjoy. And I went ahead and put in some of the new frames. You can definitely tell the newer ones versus the older ones that have been used, because these are baited really well with that lemongrass oil scent. It smells really nice. I might need to take these out and show you a little bit more. Get that one gone. That's pretty good. And then over on the left, that's the little bungee strap that'll hold it together. And then that pack there, that's a swarm lure. You can just crush the little vial, put it in here, and it just attracts the bees even more. Also in the box, I don't know if you can see it in this light, but you see how it's kind of stained? They even sprayed that lemongrass oil all in the box. They put it on this Q-tip too. So that way the trap just starts all smelling like it. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I think I'm going to put this at my brother's place and see if we catch any bees out there. I'd rather not buy bees because bees are expensive. There's plenty floating around here. So if I can catch some bees this year, that would be the ideal way to go because they're already used to Indiana weather and adapted for it. Anyways, that's that. My dad got me this, so thank you, Dad, for that. I'm excited to try it out and see if we catch any bees. I actually haven't looked at this hive too close, so I do want to look real quick, see if there's anything buzzing around. I'm not seeing anything, but there's still some good stuff in there that some other bees might be interested in. The ones over at the other property that I looked at earlier today, they had some nice resources in there, so I'm sure that's just robbing going on, taking whatever's left in that hive. But at least those bees know that if they split off, there's a couple homes there. I think I'm going to put 2 here on the farm. I'll have this one set up. Thinking about putting one in the far back, probably along the tree line, maybe back behind the pigs. Just probably a single box. And then the other 2 are already on the one property, the ones from this morning. I'll probably leave those there. I might spread them out just to opposite sides of the property. And then the smaller farm property where I caught the swarm last year, I'll probably put another box out there on the opposite side since that seems like it's a good place. So I'll have 2 there, 2 at the other place, 2 here, 1 at my brother's, and then there's a couple other people. I might see if I can pop them in their backyard. But just try and give me a good chance of catching something this year as far as bees go. I've got another one set up and ready to go. Clean the boxes, the edges, got the frames kind of cleaned up so they slide nice and easy down in here too. I put 4 drawn out combs in here so the bees should smell that and be interested in it. And then I put 2 new ones on the outside. It's generally best to put stuff that's already built out in the middle because that's where the bees like starting, and then they'll expand out as they go. So we'll put this one somewhere on the farm. The nice thing is I think I have about 7 deeps that I can split all those in half, so I can have up to 14 traps just around, which is nice. The only thing I'm lacking on are tops and bottoms, but I can easily just get a piece of wood and tack those on there. And then if bees happen to move in, I can actually get a nice cover and a screen bottom board on there. So I'm just kind of getting those ready. Those are pretty easy to put together really quick. So that season is coming up soon, so I'm excited for that. When I checked the hives, this one out at the farm, I wasn't ever able to get the top off, but finally able to. It's because the bees glued it down to that top cover so hard. And they actually did have some food left in there. So I don't know what was up with what happened, but I did see maybe 1 small hive beetle in there. I'm kind of looking at the bees, see if there's any varroa mites. Not seeing anything real noticeable just yet, but I did have some bees in there. Yeah, I actually thought this hive starved out here. They have tons of honey. That's just 1 frame. So something else happened to them. Howdy out. Today is March 12th. I have Kellogg out in the hoop coop for the first time, just kind of doing a test run here. French fry has not bothered him at all. They've walked by each other, but nothing's really happened. Kellogg is really enjoying it. His balance is still not good, so that kind of worries me. Yeah, I don't know, it might still be a little early. His balance is a lot better than what it was, but it's still not back yet. So I may just leave him out here for, 30 minutes, let him have some fun, and then put him back. But so far so good. No one's really picking fights with him. He's enjoying his time out here. French Fry is a really easy rooster to get along with, which is great. So I'm gonna go put eggs up while Kellogg kind of just has some fun for a little bit. It's just nice to see him good and alert. His appetite's back, and he's getting a little bit of exercise. He's been in that pen for about a week and a half at this point, so this is good for him, and it's a good transition. So maybe tomorrow evening I'll put him back out here for a little longer, make sure things are okay, and then leave him out here. But baby steps. Don't want him to take any backward steps. So far he's been on a good trend though. A couple of the speckled Sussex have been trying to push him around, but Kellogg's holding his own, which is great to see. It's going to be getting dark here in another hour or so, and then the chickens will be going up. I do worry about him on a roost, but if he takes it slow, I can't see how he would seriously injure himself. French Fry just went after him. He didn't even touch him, but there was a chase and Kellogg freaked out, and he doesn't have good balance to even run. So I think this has probably been a good enough little excursion for him. It's been almost an hour, and things have been going really well. Minus that one run in, I've been watching pretty closely, so he's still doing good, enjoying himself. We'll see if I can catch him. Should be pretty easy. So I'm gonna grab him, put him back, and then I'll put him out tomorrow. This door is the only one that doesn't have the chicken wire right in front of it, and the chickens are actually digging a hole on the other side, so they're kind of digging their way out, and I don't want a critter getting in, so that's why I put that there. But anyways, let me grab Kellogg real quick, and then I'll get him set up for the night. Howdy, out today is March 13th. Absolutely beautiful out. You know what? One thing I've never done is let all of my chickens out at the same time. Usually I'll let a coop out. You just kind of rotate coops every day. But you know what? This summer I'm doing the farm a little bit different, and all the chickens will be out all the time. I mean, they're always out on pasture anyways, but just out roaming the farm freely. So that's going to be the one change this year, because I have so many birds now. I'm going to be up to 300 plus this summer once the meat birds get involved, and I don't want to have to keep building all these mobile coops and dragging them around. I would need right now 4 more, and I already have 6 or 7. I don't want the property to be full of that, and I sure don't want to have to be pulling those around that many more on top of it. So I'm letting all the chickens out, and right now they're just kind of mingling, doing their thing. They're being pretty good right now. And then the chicks behind me, they're just now starting to come out. I've never let them out just because they have been smaller. So this is their first time. I see a couple little spats with the hens, but overall, there's so much room to roam that they're doing pretty good. So while the girls are out establishing their new pecking order at the moment, all the food's done. I'm gonna fill up water, kind of keep an eye on predators. That's another reason I never let all the birds out at once. Just kind of rotated them. That way, if something did happen and I wasn't there that moment, I wouldn't be completely wiped out. Like a pack of coyotes, neighbor dogs, hawks, who knows what. So at least, the majority of my flock is safe from that. But with all of them out, anything could happen. I'm not too worried because I'm just going to be here all day anyways, but it's good for the birds. For those that are new to the channel, how I run the birds in the summer, or at least how I used to, is I put about 30 birds in each of these coops. They have wheels on the back, and I just pull them and just go up and down the farm back and forth all summer. So I would move the coops once a day. The chickens would primarily just hang out in here. 30 birds gives them tons of space, plenty of roosts. They have a little nesting box back there, and you can see the wheels a little bit. And it kept them safe, which was nice. But this year, I have so many birds, like I said. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put automatic coop doors on all of them. So I'm still going to be dragging these around, but instead of 30 birds, there's going to be 40 plus birds. Basically, just however many roost bars I can get in here, however many chickens feel comfortable in here. And then they can just come out in the morning, go in at night, get closed in, and be safe. So this isn't 100% of their living quarters anymore. It's just where they sleep, where they lay eggs, and in the daytime they can run out. In the past, I would just prop open a door and let one coop out per day just to let them run around, but they always had fresh grass. It was never an issue. A little bit of pecking order going on there, but that's the plan this year moving forward. I'm still gonna have the net around them like usual to keep any dogs away. It's also why I kept more roosters, because I wanted them to be a little safer from attacks. But anyways, the roosters are actually being good. There's no fights there. It's all the hens that are kind of standing off, like that Sussex and Pearl White over there. So you have the top hens from all these coops. I got to figure out who's really top chicken. So there's a stair down there. And it looks like the tension melted away. Well, mostly. Anyways, let me finish getting everything watered. I was filling up the waters and noticed over here, this is where I put the second little trap beehive. There's a lot of bees buzzing around. There was some honey left over in here, so I have a feeling that this is just robbing going on. It's still a little early for swarms, but you never know. It looks like they're just taking stuff though. A good old lazy day on the farm. It is just so beautiful out. No bugs, no humidity. It's just peaceful. I did have a spare piece of metal conduit laying around, so I just cut it up into 3 small sections here. And it's supposed to get pretty windy tomorrow with some gusts, you know, up to 60 miles an hour. It's always windy out here anyways, but it's gonna be extra windy. And I know that last coop on the right there has been pushed around by the wind before, so I'm gonna drive these in and help to hold it in place. Not sure what I'm doing with all my mobile coops at the moment. One thing about letting chickens just run the farm is you never know where they're gonna lay an egg. For example, the fire pit of all places. I sat down and I saw her hop in there and it looked like she was gonna lay an egg, and y'all saw what I saw. She popped one out, so very odd. It's actually the second time I found an egg in the fire pit though, but the last time I didn't actually see it happen, so I didn't know there was an egg in there. Started up a fire and noticed it later that I had roasted an egg, so you just never know about chickens. I'll put just a hole on each one here, and what I'm going to do is pound it down next to a coop and then run a screw through it just to attach the coop to it, and that'll make me feel a lot better. The hoop coop does have a few rods already driven down in it. I think we did 3, looks like. I don't know if we did it on every corner, all the sides, but sorry chickens, no, just the front side it looks like. I put one on the one over there by the pigs, and that makes me feel better. I just don't think this middle one's gonna move. I have 2 more. I could just drive one in, but I don't know. It's attached to the hoop coop just by I think 1 screw, which kind of helps. There's a lot of bedding pack kind of holding it in there. I feel a little better about this one. I might put 1 more on this coop just to make sure it doesn't go anywhere, but that's all it is, about 3 feet in the ground. I think what I'm gonna do on these mobile coops, I'm not gonna worry about the one that's butted up against the barn, but these 5, I'm just gonna put some T-posts around them, and so that way they hopefully won't slide all over the place or blow over. I'm not too worried about the pig shelter. I think that's going to be plenty heavy. Even if that wind does shift and we wind up getting 75, whatever it was, mile per hour wind, I still think that's going to be plenty fine because they've got that packed in there pretty tight. Don't you win-win? The pigs have actually been napping outside today. It's been so beautiful. Can't say as I blame them. Do you need pet? No, you just coming to say hi? Yeah. You're a good pig. Grab one more T-post and then all the mobile coops are secure. So all I did was just kind of intertwine those first two, finding some T-posts. And that'll at least keep them from sliding around. I don't think they're gonna completely blow over or anything. And I'm just gonna do the same thing out there. There are so many bees in here. It sounds like I'm doing a hive inspection. It even looks like it. There's just bees everywhere, coming and going out the garage door, smacking you, and they're really interested in this box. Nothing else really. So I think I still have honey on one of those frames is why they're there. Got a treat for you, piggies. They're just out here lounging. Tiny Tim's still in the hut snoozing. Gonna get a little bit of rain tomorrow, but it's been nice how dry it is. Brought them out some eggs. These are all slightly cracked or something weird with them, so gonna give them to the pigs. Howdy out. Today is March 14th. Another just perfect day. No humidity, no bugs, not crazy hot. But that wind, it never came, so I think the system's gonna be coming in overnight, pushing in some rain. And maybe that's when the wind's gonna come. If it doesn't come, that's fine with me. Don't need all that wind out here, but we will get some rain, and then I think the temperatures kind of drop off, so just enjoying the weather right now.